Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ellie and today I am sharing with you my February mid-month haul. Got a lot of really exciting books here that I am excited to share with you. So we're going to jump in. I kind of have a little bit of a theme running here. We're going to start off with a couple that don't really fit into that. So first up, I have Slippery Creatures by KJ Charles. This is a historical romance mystery. And usually I would put this in my romance haul, but I'm not sure if this is like a romance or if this is a historical mystery with romance. But it is the first book in the Will Darling Adventures series, and this follows Will Darling, who inherits this second-hand bookstore from his uncle, and then he starts getting threatened. He meets this guy named Kim, and things ensue. So very excited for this one. And then I made an order from Amplify Bookstore, which is a bookstore here in Melbourne that sells books by authors of colour. They do new books and they also do secondhand, and I got one of each this time. So the secondhand one I got was Another Brooklyn by Jacqueline Woodson. I almost squealed when I saw this because it is very hard to find Jacqueline Woodson here. You can find like Red at the Bone, and that's usually about it. So I was just like beyond excited that I could find this, and it's like basically new condition. Very happy. We'll be picking this one up hopefully soon. And then I also got some poetry. This is Half Woman, Half Grief by Maya Kalara, and this also is illustrated, and the illustrations are by Ellie Coates. This is dealing with grief, as you may have guessed, particularly grief surrounding the poet's mother's death. If you've been on my channel for a while, you might know that I like books about that topic. I also lost my mum when I was youngish, and so I really find poetry about the topic powerful, and while sometimes it is upsetting, I also kind of find a comfort in it sometimes. So I'm excited to give this one a go. And that very nicely segues into the next section of this haul, which is poetry. So I have picked up 2 books from the same poet. These 2 here. This is Red Dock, and this is If Not Winter, Fragments of Sappho by Anne Carson. So this one is kind of a follow-on from Autobiography of Red, which I read last year and loved. So very excited about this one. This one is kind of described as being poetry, drama, and a narrative. So exciting, very exciting. And then this one, of course, is Anne Carson's translation of The Fragments of Sappho. I think I'm saying that right. Yes, so it has, you can't really see because of the light, but it has the original Greek and then Anne Carson's translation on the following page. So very excited about those two. And then I also picked up a post-colonial love poem by Natalie Diaz. I really love reading things that are nominated for the T.S. Eliot Prize, and this made the list this year or last year. Anyway, it's on the list. It's on the most recent list, and yeah, I was already interested in this one, and then I saw it on there and I was like, well, I guess I have an excuse now. And yes, very exciting. We'll talk more about this soon, hopefully. And then we go into the last part of the haul, which is new releases. So, let's start with the big one, both literally and hype-wise. This is The Mask Falling by Samantha Shannon, book 4 in the Bone Season series. I had pre-ordered this one. It came out in January and I just didn't pick it up until recently because I just didn't have an excuse. Okay, my camera cut out, so apologies if I repeat myself, but I haven't finished book 3 yet. I have started it and it just like the anxiety just got to me and I haven't finished it. So this one is huge and I'm very excited for it. I haven't read the back. I literally haven't even looked at it. I only noticed just before that there are bees on the cover and on the spine, and I really like bees, so that's cool. And we'll hear more about this when I actually finish book 3 and read this one. What have we got here? Let's go this one. This is When You Look Like Us by Pamela N. Harris. This follows a teenage boy named Jay, whose older sister Nicole has sort of disappeared, and he is rightfully very upset because just no one really cares, no one's taking him seriously. The synopsis mentions that they live in public housing, that the police just aren't interested, and so I think that it's going to talk about racism and I guess the justice system and how it's stacked against people from minority groups and things like that. This is a debut. The synopsis doesn't really give too much away, so I'm kind of guessing some of that stuff there. But yes, it sounds incredible. I love the cover. Very excited for it. Yeah, and it's like a navy blue and some goldy, silvery text there. So, very pretty, and looking forward to actually getting to read it. Maybe by the end of this month if I can squeeze it in. I'm hoping I can. But next up we have Happily Ever Afters by Elise Bryant. This follows Tessa, who is in love with romance novels, can relate, and she gets into a writing program, and I think it's her friend sort of suggests that she wants to be a better writer, she needs to have a love story of her own, and I'm gonna guess that things go on from there, and it seems really cute. I love the cover, so very excited. This is also a debut. I believe so are the next two. So I also have The Gilded Ones by Namina Fauna. I really know nothing about this one. I originally, when it sort of was first announced, I read the synopsis and everything and I was very interested by it, but now I don't remember anything. And the back literally just says, are we girls or are we demons? Are we going to die or are we going to survive? Again, stunning cover with gold foiling and a beautiful bright gold spine. Very excited about this one. Not super thick either, which is kind of nice to see in a fantasy. Hopefully gonna pick this one up as well very soon. Last up, some Love Oz YA. This is The Boy from the Mish by Gary Lonesborough. So this follows a young boy named Jackson. Takes place around Christmas, so the summer break here. And so every year his auntie and his little cousins come to visit. This particular year they bring a mysterious boy with them, and they fall in love. It says here, The Boy from the Mish is about first love, identity, and the superpower of self-belief. It also mentions in a little excerpt that there's something to do with art and painting. So I'm just very excited to see what's gonna happen. And yes, hoping to pick this one up in March. I don't think I'm going to get to this one in Feb, but I will make a conscious effort to pick it up in March. Yeah, if I can squeeze it in, I absolutely will, but so much to read, so little time. So those are all the ones that I've got so far in Feb. I think, or at least I hope, the second part at the end of the month is going to be kind of smaller than this one. There's quite a few here. I also have a few romance books that I've bought and some non-fiction, which you will see in their separate hauls. And yeah, that's pretty much everything. I do want to mention that I will have a video up on Wednesday this week. I joined in with the mid-month book bash over the weekend, and I filmed a vlog, so that will be going up Wednesday so that my wrap-up, my mid-month wrap-up, can go up on Friday. So I will see you all then. Thanks so much for watching. Bye!